What dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back into the Warframe video. So, sorry there has not been as many videos last, day that I've been saying there were going to be. I've been streaming a lot. We've probably streamed about, 40-something hours in the last, 3 days. So, yeah, I'm finally back with a video, and we're going to do an Intrinsics farming guide today, so you can max out your Intrinsics for Duviri, as fast as possible. We'll be also talking about some Intrinsics you could go for to make this farm faster and better. So hope you enjoy these types of videos. There'll be another video later today, probably a video going over the dev stream yesterday, or maybe a resource farming guide. We'll have to see. Before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads or more, and we've been grinding Duviri like crazy. So expect the Breton Incarnon video on Monday, and the Strun video on probably Monday night, or something like that. Also check out the live stream channel. We do weekly reset streams, and we're doing that for this week. Alright, so as far as farming Intrinsics for Duviri, the best method is going to be doing the Steel Path Duviri experience. You can technically do the normal path version. It's not going to really change much. The big thing here is once you get a couple decrees, the Duviri experience becomes extremely easy. And I'll quickly just showcase that. We're going to load into the cave, and I'm just going to talk about what you should do for this. I'm going to recommend that you do this with a full team. If you don't have a full team, you're probably going to want to do the normal path. But either way, the only reason we're doing the Steel Path version here is because we're going to be doing a Duviri experience, which is basically a bounty. And at the end of the bounty, there is an Aura Worm boss fight. On the normal path, it will drop 10 clamps, which are an item used to get the Incarnon unlockers and other things from a vendor. On the Steel Path, it will drop 15, and then a couple more Intrinsics too. So it really boils down to a little bit longer of a boss fight and a little bit tankier of enemies, but 5 more of the boss resource that is extremely bottleneck, because it only comes from the boss. Okay, so we've loaded into the Duviri Teshin Cave. Now what you want to do is you're trying to, do the farm I'm talking about today, is just, the frame doesn't even matter. You can honestly pick Volt, because you will be able to switch to your frame if you have the high enough level Intrinsics, but you're going to be moving so fast that Volt is actually kind of slow. Your weapons don't really matter, just pick whatever looks good. You're not going to be in the Undercroft for very long. Actually, you can do this farm without going into the Undercroft once. Because the way that Duviri works is that if you are on the Duviri experience and you abort the mission, as you can see on this button right here, leave Duviri, you will keep all resources, rewards, and Intrinsics obtained up to your last earned decree. So we're loading into the bounty, but because there are bugs, we are potentially not finishing the bounty. Now, you should finish the bounty if you want to get those clamps we were talking about, but yeah. Just basically, every time you get a decree, it snapshots how much loot you got through the mission, and it will give it to you if you abort the mission. It might not show up in the final screen, but it is giving it to you. Now, let's go ahead and show what you should be doing to do this farm. I'm going to show you what we did on stream. Now, exact thing I was just showing you, be loaded into the cave. Who cares about weapons you pick? You just want to get a full squad, and then you want to split up. Once you get into the open world, have each of your teammates take one corner of the map, and you will do every mini objective you can find. So, as you can see right here, I'm in a full squad. My teammates are on the other end of the map. The map is really big. I've chosen to go over here. Now you want to go around and do every little side mini-game objective you can find. So shooting the power lines, Comey, fishing. Fishing only gives Intrinsics once, but I think they might fix that after a hot fix and stuff. There's lots of things that don't work properly right now, but I'm just going to give you the guide in case they do eventually work. One of the things that also doesn't work is if you find the Shrine Fragments mini-game out there in the open world, it will not work unless you have multiple teammates with you for some reason. If you are completely split up like this, you pretty much can't do the Shrine Fragments one. So that's unfortunate, but every time somebody completes one of these mini-games, everybody will get a decree. As you can see on the screen right there, everyone gets Intrinsics. So everyone's splitting up and doing this stuff. You will be basically farming 4 times as fast as if you were farming solo. So have a full team, and when you're picking decrees, look for the decree called Fleet-Footed. Fleet-Footed is the meta decree for farming this. Every decree that you pick up will give you 10% increased movement speed. Once you get like 10 decrees or whatever, you are faster than the horse, and stop using the horse from then on out, unless you need to fly. So I've fast forwarded a little bit. We've gotten a little bit further into the farm, and as you can see here, I'm looking for chests. If I see a chest, kill the enemies around it. Open the chest, guaranteed decree, guaranteed Intrinsics. And once you get enough melee decrees, get some decrees that give you increased melee damage, you just start one-shotting Steel Path enemies anyway. It's not very difficult. And the most difficult thing is just basically finding the objectives. It will take some getting used to. You can use the second ability from the Drifter to give you a movement speed increase, also to mark stuff on the map. But you will be moving so fast that the second ability from the Drifter is probably not going to be able to catch up with you. So That's a good way to do it. There's fishing. Now, like I said, fishing is not going to really give you intrinsics multiple times. So me fishing here is going to be giving me fish parts. It will not give me and my teammates intrinsics. So fishing can be nice. Some of the Captura scenes require a lot of fish parts to fully unlock. And also, if you find an NPC on the map like this guy herd some goats or whatever, and he will give you a decree as well. So as you can see on the screen, I am constantly getting intrinsics. I'm constantly getting decrees. I'm getting so many decrees that it's not even worth like unlocking them, because I already I'm doing so much damage anyway. I already one-shot these enemies. So yeah, I kind of hope that they make the Steel Path version harder someday, because the Steel Path version is very, very easy when you get all these decrees. But again, we are doing a decree farm, which is also an intrinsics farm, so it should be easy after all these buffs, I guess. Yeah, the decrees you pick don't really matter. I literally don't even read them most of the time. I just click on whatever is in front of my face, because it takes so long to pick all these decrees that, yeah. This is something you could definitely do. Now, as far as what intrinsics you should go for to make this farm even easier, the biggest ones are going to be movement speed increases, and also, for the first couple decrees, you probably want an HP increase as well. The only part that can be kind of annoying is right when you start the Steel Path, doing the first couple groups of enemies you fight with no intrinsics or whatever, or with no decrees. That can be a little bit annoying. Also, there are groups of enemies in the open world. Killing some groups of enemies will drop a decree as well. When you see a group of 3 Dax soldiers together, probably won't be a decree from that. When you see 5 or 6 Dax soldiers and a hammer guy with them, you will probably get a decree from that. So I say, if you ever see a group of enemies, just kill them. They're probably near a chest anyway, so relatively straightforward. And as far as doing this guiding light thing, it can be sometimes hard to see the light that you have to guide your operator to, but basically, if you can faintly see it, just guide the operator over to that and then guide the operator to the chest, and there you go, there's a decree. So yeah, I definitely think this is the meta intrinsics farm right here, guys. In about an hour, you're getting multiple hundred, and you can do it faster too if your teammates really know where stuff is on the map. It seems like the chests on the map do respawn, but I don't have an exact time or anything like that. I'd say just open every chest you see, do every side objective you see, and you'll be getting intrinsics in no time. Now, as far as what you should prioritize, as far as intrinsics to level up if you're trying to do this farm, one of the big ones is going to be, it's not necessary. Actually, none of these are really necessary, but I'd say that level 4 on riding can be nice. This will let you, basically, right when you spawn into the map, you can fast travel to the other end of the map. If your teammates don't have this, they will have to, basically go on foot or horseback to the corner of the map they are assigned to. If you have this, you can teleport to the furthest end of the map and start on the farming immediately. So level 4, riding intrinsic, pretty nice. Endurance, level 1, fortifying decree. Every decree you pick up gives you increased maximum health. We're picking up so many decrees that this will be extremely helpful, relatively quickly, actually. If you're trying to do the Steel Path version, I definitely recommend getting fortifying decrees. The rest of this stuff doesn't really matter as much. You could technically go for, I think it's rank 6. Yeah, Fresh Handed. Discard offered decrees and pick up a new selection up to 3 times per Duviri visit. If you're trying to get fleet-footed for the movement speed increase, you could use this one to re-roll decrees up to 3 times per Duviri. And by the way, you could re-roll in the cave and then abort the mission just to see what your re-rolls would have been in the cave. And just reload in or whatever. The big thing is none of this other stuff really matters as much, because once you have enough decrees, you're just going to be destroying enemies really hard anyway. I guess Drifter cooldown reduction could be nice to heal yourself, I suppose. But yeah, all this other stuff doesn't really matter as much. I guess Weapon Master level 5 or level 7 combat to get some increased crit chance. But yeah, these decrees give you so much power that it's not going to really make a big difference if you have the intrinsics or not. You're just going to basically want to get them for increased, I guess mastery. There is one kind of cool permanent upgrade on the combat intrinsics, where level 9 combat intrinsic will give you increased operator amp damage from now on. Drifter deals plus 25% damage. In the Origin system, both the Drifter and the Operator receive this boost. So, more Operator amp damage from now on. Not like we really needed it in the first place, but sure. So yeah, hope you guys found this video fun and helpful. Like I said, the stuff you pick from over here doesn't really matter, because whenever you leave Duviri, like this button says right here, you will keep all your resources, rewards, and intrinsics obtained up to your last earned decree. Now, reminder, this will not work in the circuit. This will only work on Duviri, and I haven't tried Lone Story Mode, but it probably would work on Lone Story Mode as well. The thing about Lone Story Mode versus Duviri Experience, Lone Story Mode and Duviri Experience are very similar, but for Lone Story, there are no side objectives, which is literally the exact, that's what we're doing this for, is we're doing this only for side objectives, basically. So, after you're done doing all this stuff, you can go complete the bounty with your ridiculously overpowered build with 50 decrees or whatever, but you don't have to. If you already are having enough clamps, you feel like you don't need to do the Aura Worm fight at the end. But I would recommend it just because we do need, you're going to need a lot of clamps for all these Incarnate unlockers. So have fun exploring Duviri. I'll see you on stream tomorrow. Actually, I won't be streaming tonight. I'm working on videos today. Yeah, I'll see lots of videos coming up, guys. Appreciate all the support. Take it easy. Peace.